Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 15 of Atomic Rumpus. I'm your host, Chris Iacono, and you're joining me here midweek on the show. It's been crazy. We're going to be talking about Brando and what's going on with his relationship. We're going to be talking about missing cannabis in Argentina. We're going to be talking about virtual reality and crazy, weird, stuff. Hey, guys, look, I'm trying to make it sound exciting. If you're not excited already, then there's not much I can do. You made it this far. You clicked, you hit play. You should already be excited. Do me a favor. Come pre-excited to the show, and then I ain't got to put on this whole dog and pony show to make our babbling sound more amazing than they already are. So thank you for tuning in, and if you have a second, please leave us an awesome review on iTunes. Every single review helps. It's the quickest and easiest way to help the show out. Share it on Facebook, tweet it on Twitter, Instagram it, do all that stupid social media stuff that I hate doing. But most importantly, enjoy the show. A group of Argentinian officers has been fired after claiming that mice ate half a ton of missing marijuana. Okay, I think I know what happened here. The 8 Argentinian police officers in question have been dismissed from the force after claiming that more than a half ton of cannabis, which disappeared from a police warehouse, had been eaten by mice. The disappearance of the drugs was discovered during an inspection of a police warehouse for impounded drugs in the town of Pilar, 60 kilometers outside the capital city of Buenos Aires. The cannabis had been in storage for 2 years, but of the 6,000 kilograms that had been registered, only 5,460 were found. So that means half a ton, poof. Literally poof. Up in smoke, gone, eaten by Argentinian mice, allegedly. I don't know about you, but I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Forensics experts have explained that the mice would not have mistaken the drug for food. Yeah, no shit. You don't need to be an expert to know that mice are not going to eat half a ton of cannabis. Or people won't even eat half a ton of cannabis. I mean, how many mice are we talking about here, guys? That's a lot of mice. That's like Pied Piper type of mice. It's like Black Plague level mice. How many mice? Wait, 1 million mice? 2 million mice? We got to figure this out. If each mouse could eat what, like an eighth? I mean, mice are, I don't know. Look, I'm thinking American mice, which are like tiny little mice, but I've seen bigger mice. And then Argentina, I mean, that's like rainforest, so they got to have bigger mice. Argentinian mice got to be what, 3 times the size of a regular mouse? If a regular mouse could eat maybe 6 grams, I'm assuming, maybe 6 grams, then Argentinian mouse, 18 grams maybe. So how many mice would it, we got to convert grams to kilograms? I don't know. That's a lot of mice, bro. I don't believe you for a second. Suspicion has fallen on the city's former police commissioner, Javier Specia, who had left the inventory for the impounded marijuana unsigned when he left his post in April 2017. Ah, that's it. It's the signature. Unsigned. Well, maybe with a mice signed for it. So Specia and 3 of his subordinates all offered the same explanation. The missing narcotics had been eaten by mice. Did you find any of these mice? Seriously, you got a mouse that eats that much weed. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to find his way out of the warehouse. I mean, for a mouse, that's a trip you don't come back from. 1 second you're in a warehouse, next minute you just ate a half ton of weed, and now you're hanging out in the back of a crate contemplating your existence as a mouse. I mean, at least you would have found 3, 4, 5 dead mice, at least. And I gotta point out, these are police officers. These are cops. So they stole the drugs, and then they stole the drugs. That's a double BS. Oh, it sounds like somebody got busted. Even in Argentina, you figure, oh, well, these people, they got this, they got it together. No. You can't just have a half ton of weed go missing, You know, I mean, talk about pinching the bag. Jesus Christ. You got a 6-ton bag. You can't pinch half a ton. I mean, Jesus. Weed dealing 101, Argentina. Argentina's they got really good empanadas. I don't know if you knew that. I mean, this is news to me. Makes me want to go to Argentina. Now I know where to get good weed from in Argentina. The mice. It's got to be tough to be a mouse in that part of the world. These mice are just trying to get by. You know what I mean? And now I guess Argentina will be known for a few other things, right? Soccer, delicious empanadas, and a couple of 100,000 thieving mice. You know, seriously, if I was the judge, I would just believe him. I'd be like, all right, you know what? You spent at least 10, 20 minutes coming up with this ridiculous excuse. I'll let you have it. What do you do with all that weed? I'm curious. You sitting in there's a warehouse? Warehouses full of tons of weed like this? Just sitting there getting moldy? Not doing anything? Not helping people? It's just sitting there. That's such a waste. I mean, I'm willing to bet these mice are putting it to better use than anybody else. Better than letting it sit on a shelf. I'm going to use this excuse for everything now. Chris, why'd you leave the toilet seat up? Mice. Who left all these chips and salsa out? It was mice. They were from Argentina, so they like chips and salsa. They totally did it. Who ordered $200 worth of comedy records from Amazon? Oh, it's these goddamn mice again. Oh my God, they're crazy. They like Richard Pryor. Great job, Argentina. Way to steal 6 tons of cannabis from other people and then steal it from yourself and then blame it on mice. I'll take 2 empanadas, please. Hello, everybody. We are back, and Brando is in a weird mood. Brando messages me this morning, and he had like a half a breakup with his lady. What's everything okay?
Yeah, I mean,
because Nadine can help with this. She's a lady. She's got feelings.
I've met a few in my life actually. They're a strange people.
Is everything all right? Are you guys good? What's the matter?
I mean, it's not bad, so it's weird. It's sort of like
it's not. Pause. Clear throat. Bad.
No, I mean, it's in a spot where it's like, there's like swimmers, and then there's like people that just sort of sit on like the inflatable tubes and relax. I'm like the kind of just in the inflatable tube, and it just so happens that at the moment there's a storm and there's waves and shit, but I'm still just on the inflatable tube going, hey, whatever.
So you're both in inflatable tubes?
No. She's the storm.
Oh.
No, that's unfair to say.
Gotcha. Does she listen to the show? Does she?
I think your family does.
Okay. All right.
No, I mean, we're...
Hi, family.
Yeah, hey, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Oh, it's going to taint the... now we're not going to know if anything you're saying is true.
Well, you'll know it's not true because somebody will fucking probably write to you and say, all that shit he was saying on the air is bullshit.
Blink twice if it's untrue, and I'll make a clapping sound.
I don't understand. I don't understand the code.
He just wanted a chance to clap. I don't think there was a code. He just likes to do that.
I like clapping.
With a big smile like a show tunes guy.
Yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You guys are you're floating down a river in a tube.
I'm in like a bubble. I'm in like a Zen bubble. Okay. So I'm just kind of relaxing and letting things happen around me.
All right.
And we kind of had a fight.
Yeah. It seemed pretty serious. You were like, I need to find a new place.
Yeah.
And it was like brief, and now you don't,
Yeah, so, you had a fight, and we, like, argued, and I don't know, somehow the idea got brought up of, like, not me living there anymore, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's fair enough, and so I was gonna go live somewhere else, and it wasn't, like, a big, I don't know, like, it felt bad, but I wasn't, like, broken up about it. It's just...
I gotta say, so I've known Brando for years, Nadine. Nadine's here, by the way.
I am.
Hi, Nadine. Sorry,
Hello,
we've just
guys.
been totally, like...
She was just listening.
I'm a professional listener.
You referenced her earlier.
I referenced her, yeah, but Nadine. That's what girls do. They listen to feelings instead of doing jokey jokes over them.
They either do that or they manipulate the shit out of feelings because that's how they are.
So
I don't manipulate.
I've known Brando since I was, 15, 16?
Yeah, it's been a long
time. So I've seen Brando break up with girls before. He has always been this stoic about it. Believe it or not, he's always been like a rock. Like, oh, yeah, that girl and me, things are happening. I'm like, wow.
Are you saying that your friend has walls up?
No, so what I've been taught to do as a child is anything...
that only a puma could climb.
I get because the walls, all right. Yeah. No, I've always been taught as a kid, like when anything's negative that you don't like, you just shove it down as far as you can and then ignore it and pretend like everything's fine.
You put it in the hate bucket.
Yeah, it's in the storage unit of all negative things that reside somewhere, probably in like my stomach.
It's called the self-hate storage instead of self-storage. Get it? Zing!
Are you scared I'm going to try to make you dump your bucket?
I don't want to dump my bucket. It's not full.
Well, we're going to be spilling the bucket on the show. That's part of the show is no holds barred.
But what if I deny the existence of a bucket? What if I say no? I just really am legitimately never bothered by anything.
You just named having a bucket full of it.
Yeah, well, hit the M button. and I didn't name that.
I'll know you're not being truthful, and I'll start lying about things.
And it's not even that I'm not being truthful. The fact is that I probably am lying to myself, and I probably have been forever. But I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool.
Because the idea of that makes me feel negative, and I've pushed that down into the
hate bucket,
into the storage unit,
the self-hate storage unit.
Now it's all good.
Okay.
So
I think these storage units for feelings, men, actually this is the thing with men.
You have to put the lid on it.
Yeah, and depending on how big your padlock is depending on when the thing finally bursts. If you try to put too much into it, eventually it bursts. And if you don't pay your dues on it every month, eventually it bursts. You know what I mean? It goes away.
They auction off your feelings.
No, what are the dues?
Years off your life.
The dues are, you probably have to like talk about it at some point, I would assume. That's like, it's like years of therapy.
Uh-huh.
I just decided not to pay those.
Every time you talk about it, one thing in the self-hate storage unit gets removed, and you leave a little more room to hide more stuff in it.
There is truth to it. No, you don't. You learn, if you have a good healer, you learn how to not put more shit in there.
Yeah, but some stuff's just gotta.
It's all our stuff.
Yeah.
You can't let go of our stuff.
Yeah, I gotta hold on to that.
Natural hoarders.
God, that anger from that kid who said the mean thing to me when I was 7. I gotta keep that in the box.
How else am I gonna not go to sleep at night?
Yeah, I mean,
what else am I gonna think about when I'm trying to sleep?
I know. You know what I mean? Like it's.
You are like a closet positive person.
Do I keep happy things in the closet?
You do. You absolutely do.
Well, that's probably a good place to be, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so is this going to end up in your self-hate storage unit? Or
that's the whole point of a self-hate storage unit is you don't think about what's in it. You just put shit in there, and I think it all happens subconsciously. I think I've just gotten so good at moving my storage unit from like conscious thought to like deep down, I'm going to get a brain tumor when I'm 40 territory.
Sure.
That I just do it without even thinking about it. So, I mean...
Yeah, I've heard that every stroke is made up of like 10 ex-girlfriends. The memories
and one current one.
And one current one.
I think that's probably accurate, but you're not allowed to say that right at this moment. So
why? We have a girl in the room. It's okay.
The current girlfriends are helping the stroke.
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, I think you guys. I don't know. Have I met this? Is this the one you brought around for lunch?
I mean, I think this might be the ghost that
probably
Brandon has.
Yeah,
my own ghost.
Yeah, because I have never met this girl, woman, person.
Well, we might have to make this a Illuminati. Does Brandon actually have a girlfriend?
Yes. Can we? Yes.
Because you talk about it, but you
haven't met her.
I don't know.
Have you met her?
Yeah, but I don't know. You could have killed her 10 years ago when she's in a closet now. I don't know.
You could have killed Nadine 10 years ago, and this is like her ghost that we're talking to.
No,
right?
I don't know.
And I think you might be a ghost for other friends that y'all have too.
I'm like that cautionary ghost, like in A Christmas Tale. Like, if you don't make a change, this is who you'll be.
Yeah. No, we actually have weird friends, but okay. So yeah, because you always say
talking about closets.
No way, really.
Brando's always like, yeah, I'll come to that barbecue, and then he's a no-show. Yeah, me and my girlfriend will come by to that thing, and then it is a no-show. So I'm wondering if you even have a girlfriend, or is this just a total ruse?
I went to the barbecue. I went to...
Which barbecue?
The barbecue where we actually had our first discussion about this show.
You went to 1 out of 10 barbecues.
Yeah, that's a good ratio for me. I go to 1 out of 10 things.
Yeah.
Are you just a super introvert?
Not even an introvert. I'm just super lazy. Like if it's like, I have to get dressed and like talk to people and like pretend to be funny, and then, or I can play video games in my pajamas.
Sure.
That wins. I mean, 9 out of 10 times, as you know. 1 out of 10, I'm like, I should do that.
Video games in pajamas might be why there's a storm coming, dude. Okay?
I'll be comfortable in that storm with my video games in pajamas. Other people can be out in that storm.
Yeah, I know. Skyrim does actually cure quite a few sadnesses.
Completely. Because like in that world, I can
kill dragons,
kill things with swords.
And magic and
If I tried to light something on fire at the barbecue, I would be arrested.
Totally.
So, I mean, give and take.
All right, so give us a 1 to 10 then. What are the chances of this thing surviving?
Dude, I don't.
This relationship.
Those are like numbers, man. I don't think in numbers.
That's not very sensitive.
Okay, Jeff Bridges. Hey, man, it's all good, dude.
I fucking hate the Eagles.
That relationship really tied the room together.
And some Chinaman pissed on it.
And we're back in the studio.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of VR porn.
Who was speaking of that?
We were, actually. Last episode, we were talking about VR porn. And get this. So I just found this article. Virtual reality. Brando and Nadine are joining me, by the way.
Hello.
Hola.
VR porn is coming to a computer desk near you.
You said coming.
Coming. Do you get it? VR, I'm not going to plug the website because I don't want them to get any business here. No, I'm serious.
I do. This has to become a thing.
I do not morally agree with VR porn. I don't like it. I think it's bad for society.
I'm all over
as a whole.
I will be the test case.
You're a proponent.
Hook me up. I don't want to have to pay, prostitutes anymore. I want to just dial them into my.
You're not a prostitute guy. Don't try to be a phony prostitute guy.
I'm not a prostitute. I will say that, but I could be with VR porn. See, there we go.
I don't see becoming a prostitute guy is nowhere on my goals list. So I don't know where
It's not on my goals list either, but that's what the VR is cool for. It lets you do things that you wouldn't otherwise do. Like I wouldn't shoot people, and steal cars like in Grand Theft. And that's what video games do.
That's what's going to eventually happen in these worlds. So here's what's going on. A new company is releasing a premium service for 24/7 streaming VR porn for $25 a month.
Wow.
And I think it's a terrible thing. I'm not morally opposed to porn, but I think we already escape enough as a society into video games, movies, everything else. This is going to be very unhealthy for people's brains.
And I agree with that probably. This is one step away from being like the WALL-E characters where we're just floating around and we're just big fat blobs. We're floating around with our VR porn and we're just humping the air.
That movie with Bruce Willis where
12 Monkeys?
Surrogates or something. It was like 3. We watched it.
Surrogates?
Yeah.
I don't remember
Sixth
this
Sense.
one.
You do. It was Bruce Willis was the investigator, and everyone got into a machine.
Oh, and he had to plug himself back in?
Everyone had a robot that they lived through. The robot would go out into the world. They stayed at home and plugged into a machine and controlled the robot.
It's the Sixth Sense. Kid sees virtual porn.
No.
I see naked girls in my headset.
It was like, it was a sci-fi movie, but I think that's the type of society that this lends us to. And as much as we are, we're futurists, we're tech people on the show.
Hold on, I just have to make mention, as you're talking about this, you're literally stabbing your pencil like as if it's like your own personal virtual porn.
He is.
You're
and getting happier with every stab.
Seriously, I think he's saying these things like that he's not into it, but I really do think that he's compensating and subconsciously he's all about it.
I just punched a hole in my paper with the pencil.
That's what they call it.
VR porn.
So wait a minute. So these VR, the only way to really truly make this a VR experience, it would have to have obviously the headset over your eyes.
It does.
But what about the full body experience?
Nope.
Like,
we don't
does
have
it have a little like a fleshlight or like?
No, it will. That's coming in like 2 seconds. Like we will blink, and for sure.
I know I'm coming in 2 seconds.
For sure, the really expensive silicone-based sex dolls are going to be programmed to be able to participate and make the physical part of that experience
But you don't
possible.
need, at this point, you won't need a whole sex doll. You'll put a suit on, and the suit will have sensors on it.
Yeah, and it'll just
And the
make
sensors will react
but
to
you will
what you're
still
seeing.
want weight. The
That the
human
suit's
being
supposed
will
to.
still want
Here's
weight.
where we're going. The suit is supposed to do that. Remember the preview? We went to the movies last week. Remember the preview we saw for that new Steven Spielberg movie, The Oasis? Everybody's in a virtual world.
Yes.
Okay, that's what they're trying to. That's what these companies are trying to do. They want you're going to eventually put on a mask and you're going to wear a suit with sensors in it. And the suit, when you try to grab a titty, the suit will give a little bit of resistance, a little bit of smush.
Love this.
A little bit of smush, just enough. Or I should say, when you're trying to pet your virtual kitty. In the reality,
That's not any better. You
suit-
didn't improve that at all.
and now I'm making a jerk off motion
Yes,
as I
you
say,
are.
pet your kitty.
There's a lot going on.
As you're trying to fix your sink.
Oh my God. Sigmund
What else
Freud
you
would
got? What
had
else you
a
got?
field day here.
Virtual plumber.
Dude, I am all in for this.
Yeah, so they're going to try to create a suit that'll do it. This is not what this is. This is just a headset, and when you look around in the headset, like we did at Best Buy, we went to Best Buy and we climbed the virtual mountain in Best Buy. We had little controllers. That was amazing. I thought it was wonderful and fun, but I'd rather be out in nature.
Well, it was. It was really, really cool, and it's going to be the demise of
Humanity.
humankind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the first step to being enslaved by robots. It's already happened.
Yep.
We're going to be, and that's how they're going to enslave us is through sex. We're going
Mark
to be
my words.
sex slaves, literally.
Mark my words. Keep your eye out for the social media platform that will integrate with VR. Then you'll not only because people are already being lost in their virtual identities through social media.
Oh, like video
now you will
games.
be in a VR environment, connecting and giving likes in an even more one more step removed from reality. We are removing people from genuine human interactions step by incremental step, and nobody's noticing it because
That's what Alexa is. That's right now we're talking to. It's basically Hal. She turns red, and she'll say, "I'm sorry, I can't play that song."
Even this show is doing it to you.
I can't do that,
and
Dave.
even like young men, like adolescents, are getting like bladder infections and things because they're like playing video games and not going to the bathroom.
Oh my God! Yeah, they just don't leave for
they just
16
like
hours at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like stories in Korea. Be like, the third teenager died today while playing computer games at a local cafe, and it's like, whoa, dude, what the hell? How this guy die?
Yeah, somebody hand him a water. Like what?
Was it the manager on duty? What the fuck?
He was watching virtual porn for 16 hours straight and died of blood loss to his penis.
But everything,
it's serious.
Even what I was just going to say this, and I'm not trashing radio as an art form, but even radio. Look, if this was 10,000 years ago, you listeners would be sitting in front of the fire. And we would be on a rock stage performing for you. We even removed that. And now we send and we've been sending voices through the air for 75 years now, whenever we invented radio.
Which is really creepy when you say it like that.
Yeah, yes.
And awesome.
We're sending voices through the air.
Oh.
Okay. Every new type of entertainment removes a bit more connection. I'm just seeing it like in its long-term form. I don't think it's good.
Yes and no. It also adds connection where people are connecting through a digital space now, but they're still interacting with each other. So it's only going to get to this point where Tinder is going to be like not just a meetup like text site. It's going to be like a fuck site where your virtual self meets up with some chick or some guy claiming to be a chick's virtual self, and you have actual like real sex, it's like
right,
virtual
but we
sex.
need real human connection
Yes.
to not have parts of our brain go into full depression.
Right. So that's what you do. I'm connecting with somebody in like Japan.
Wrong.
And we're talking
Wrong.
virtually, and then she's like, "All right, I got my tentacles ready," and I'm like, "All right, my nose hole is prepared."
It's got to be skin to skin, eye contact to eye contact.
But if your brain thinks that's happening already, I mean, that's really all any contact is. It's electrochemicals to your brain. So what's the difference? I think we're getting into Matrix bullshit, but it's the same thing. Like if I'm thinking I'm meeting up with somebody, even if it's through a digital space, or having sex through a VR,
is that my heartbeat has a force field of energy, and you benefit from feeling it.
Yep.
So what's to stop us from digitizing a force field heart energy?
Here's what it is, because
It hasn't
you ever
happened
gotten
yet.
you ever gotten a real, like, saying this to people who have or I want to say more emotionally connected with the world. Nadine refers to them as empaths sometimes, or anybody that's done any hard psychedelic. We're not going to name names here, but you know who you are. If you've done a hard psychedelic and you begin to feel okay? The energy, the aura of another person, that's what is lacking in a digital connection. Even if the suit is tricking your body into thinking that there's some stimulation on your arm, you're still not present in that person's, you know what I mean, physical space. So I think it's at its core, it's lacking something.
The argument could be made that it's expanding your ability. So I can now connect with this person who's on the other side of the world and feel that same energy because we're talking, we're connecting, you know, whatever. Like, who's to say that our ability to connect with physical nature is limited by the space around us? Like, why can't I connect with somebody in Australia?
You can, but you can connect with someone in Australia, and that is the added benefit of the tech. But you can't replace that in the room spatial sensory experience. You cannot smell her pheromones.
Well, you can if the suit emits a pheromone scent. If it
wouldn't
inputs the pheromone scent from her,
but it wouldn't
and then
be
transmits that like a radio wave into my suit.
But it
just go to the bar.
Yeah.
Then you spend $50 on bullshit drinks and you end up living upset and pissed off. And
go to the coffee shop then. Go to the park. The park is free.
Yeah.
Go walk down the street.
Touch somebody with your finger.
Get their permission first.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yes.
permission.
Don't just go around poking people with your finger.
Yes, he just poked me.
I did that.
His finger assaulted.
So yeah, it's just removing people, human connection, and I got to blame Japan again.
Yeah, well, we can settle on that. Let's blame Japan.
Okay.
I mean, you know, whatever. I'm all for it. Go Japan.
Yeah,
Make me a
I'm
suit.
saying, look, I think people need to connect on a human level more. Go to a local meetup. Go to an actual meetup. Go to a board game night.
No.
Go to play video games, but do it at a LAN party instead of online.
Because we're in 1997.
97.
Yeah,
Have a
come on,
2004 Halo LAN party, okay? Instead of playing online.
We'll all hook up our CRT TVs together and we'll play with our 486.
Nadine has no idea what we're talking about.
No,
right
it's like y'all just blasted off in some kind of spaceship of nerddom that I didn't catch.
But even at a LAN party, you're still connecting online. You may be in the same room, but you're not talking to each other. You're talking to each other through the digital space. So what's the difference? There's no difference.
The difference is that you're actually with another human
That
instead
if you
of
fart, I can smell it.
Yep.
That's the difference.
Yes.
Is the ability to smell flatulence.
Yes.
Pheromones, buddy.
Flatulence.
Flatulence.
Yes.
Thanks so much for listening to the show. If you enjoyed it, please share us on social media, tell your friends about us, drop us a line, say hello, and if you'd like to get some premium content not released anywhere else, check us out at patreon.com/Atomic Rumpus. Have a great week and happy smoking.